Good evening and welcome to Trending Tonight. I'm Sanket Upadhyay. Lockdowns, shortage and migration. One really wonders that 1 year later, is this what many people are calling the COVID deja vu? Why do we say this? Let's quickly take a look at these pictures from last year, exactly around this time, and this year. Queues outside liquor shops last year and this year. The same thing is happening. I know that this is not the topmost priority right now. But then take a look at the next set of pictures. Migrant crisis last year versus this year. Migrant exodus. Exactly the same scenes. The only difference is at that time COVID was developing. We did not have that many cases of COVID-19. Right now we have an explosion of COVID-19 cases, and COVID loves a situation like this where there's a massive congregation. Where's the plan? Why was this not envisioned or thought of? Why were buses not deployed? All these are important questions that are now going to be asked. We'll get you more and more. In fact, we've got two more similarities between last year and this year, which we'll get you as we go along. But in the meanwhile, the government has also opened up vaccines for all. In that too, there are 2 or 3 extremely critical questions. We'll look at all that and much more over the next 30 minutes. But first, let me go across live to my colleague Sukirti Dwivedi, who joins us from Anand Vihar bus station, bus depot, where we can see scenes similar to what we saw exactly around this time last year.
So here at the ISBT, Anand Vihar ISBT, there are desperate scenes here with so many people with all their luggage going back to the cities they belong to because of the lockdown. The Chief Minister had urged all the migrant labourers not to go back home. He said it is only a measure we are taking for this week and we'll review the situation and take final decisions based on that. But we'll speak to the people here on why they had to leave like this. Sir, आपसे जानना चाहेंगे कहाँ की बस पकड़ने वाले कहाँ जा रहे हैं?
हम अभी तो हम यहीं पे हैं, तो हल्द्वानी की बस पकड़ेंगे।
ये यहाँ पर दिल्ली में क्या काम करते थे आप?
होटल में काम करते हैं।
तो लॉकडाउन की खबर मिलते ही क्या कितना असर पड़ा आपके ऊपर?
बहुत सारा, हमारा तो रोजी जो है मतलब बंद हो गया वो। अब हमें गांव में जाना पड़ेगा।
और भी आपके साथ है जो लोग?
हाँ, काफ़ी सारे हैं। अभी तो कोई लोग चले गए हैं, तो अभी हम दो तीन बच्चे थे, हम भी जा रहे हैं। पूरा बंद हो गया होटल वगैरह।
सरकार से कोई अपील करना चाहेंगे कि सरकारें जो एकदम से लॉकडाउन लगा देती हैं उनको आप जैसे
नहीं,
बस सोचना चाहिए?
1 हफ्ते का टाइम देना चाहिए, 2-3 दिन का टाइम देना चाहिए ताकि घर पहुंच सके।
All of these desperate people, as you can see, if you have one look at that flyover, just look at the kilometers long traffic jam situation near ISBT. People struggling to even reach the bus station. There are autos, there are buses, all of them full of people who are heading back home. All of these people, as you can see, with their luggage are heading back to their homes. People going back to UP, to Bihar, to Uttarakhand, all the places they belong to. We can get you a few more voices of the... Sir, कहाँ जा रहे हैं आप लोग? कहाँ है?
बिहार जा रहे हैं।
यहाँ पर क्या?
डिस्ट्रिक्ट।
यहाँ पर क्या काम करते थे दिल्ली में?
यहाँ कर रहे थे सिक्योरिटी गार्ड का।
अच्छा, तो बंद हो गया जहाँ काम करते थे?
नहीं, अभी बंद तो नहीं है, लेकिन फिलहाल में मतलब काम बंद हो रहा है, जा रहा है।
तो आपको ये डर है कि लॉकडाउन और लंबा खींच सकता है?
हाँ, खींच सकता है।
कितने और आपके बिहार से और लोग हैं आपके आसपास के जो वापस जा रहे हैं अपने गाँव?
बहुत सारे लोग हैं।
धन्यवाद। So as you can see, people returning back to their homes in Bihar. This man used to work as a security guard. There is a fear that the lockdown could be extended even further, and people do not want to be stuck in the kind of situation that emerged in 2020.
All right, so let's now quickly start our discussion. Ali Mehdi, Vice President of Delhi Congress, is with us. Mahesh Verma, leader of the BJP. Kishore Tiwari, leader of the Shiv Sena. In just a short moment, we'll have others as well. Let's begin with you, Mr. Mehdi. I want to come to you. Similar scenes, when you look at last year, there are some key markers. One would have assumed that we would have learnt our lesson from last time. But it seems that within 1 year, those scenes are repeating themselves. Mr. Mehdi, I would request you to unmute yourself.
So what we have seen last year, the same situation is coming this year. Because why I am saying this, because I was on the road. We were giving food packets to the laborers who were going to other states. But the situation is similar. And I don't want to pinpoint on anyone. At this point of time, we should not do politics. But when there is an elected government in the state or in the center, we have to question them. I would like to question the Delhi CM. He has come up with the advertisement today itself. I mean, how he can come up with an advertisement at this point of time when there are no vaccines, when there are no ICU beds, when there is no ventilator. People are crying. I can see, I'm getting calls from different people. They are saying, please, भैया हमें कहीं पर government hospital के अंदर सिर्फ एक bed दिला दो. They are crying. There are bodies which are lying in the mortuary. The situation which we are seeing, that is, I mean, that our heart is breaking. We don't have words what to say. And again, I'm saying, I don't want to do politics. It is about a country. It is about our countrymen. We have to be very, very serious. We have to be very serious about our country. What is going on? We have to come up with ICU beds, with ventilators. I'm telling you, brother, the situation in Delhi is very bad. All these pictures, what I can see, people are going to their villages. You can see the amount of people, like they're going.
Sure, Mahesh Verma, I want to come to you now. Okay, Mr. Mehdi, we've heard what you had to say. Mr. Verma, मेरा सवाल आपसे ये है कि एक वक्त में, ऐसे वक्त में जब ये उम्मीद की जा रही थी कि पिछली बार के तजुर्बे से सीख कर इस बार स्थिति को बेहतर तरीके से आप हैंडल करेंगे, राज्य और केंद्र, वो सीखना तो छोड़िए, जैसे पिछली बार किया था वैसे भी नहीं हैंडल कर पा रहे हैं. लगातार लड़ाई हो रही है, चिट्ठियों पर लड़ाई हो रही है, कोई सुझाव या समाधान दिया जाता है उस पर पलटवार हो रहा है, और अब लगभग वैसी स्थिति है, उससे भी बदतर स्थिति में आकर के हम लोग खड़े हो गए. महेश वर्मा जी.
नहीं, निश्चित रूप से संकेत जी, जो ये बात आपकी चिंता है कि चिट्ठियों की लड़ाई हो रही है, एलिगेशन लगाया जा रहा है, अली साहब से मैं भी सहमत हूँ कि भाई इस त्रासदी में जब लोग मर रहे हैं, जब कोहराम मचा हुआ, हाहाकार मचा हुआ है, तो बजाय दिल्ली का मुख्यमंत्री क्या करते हैं कि एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करते हैं और कहते हैं कि भाई अब तो हमारे पास सिर्फ जो है 100 आईसीयू बेड बचा हुआ है. उसके बाद शाम में एक ट्वीट आता है डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर का कि मेरे पास तो 2 घंटे का ऑक्सीजन बचा हुआ है. इस तरह की, मतलब ये क्या है? ये किस तरह के लोग हैं? ये किस तरह की संवेदना है? ये राजनीति करनी है. आप अपनी लड़ाई के लिए केंद्र सरकार के पास जो है लेट जाते हैं जाके, अपनी चीजों के लिए. अपनी कोई ऐसी बात हो तो एलजी के कमरे में घुस के जो है उसको कब्जा कर लेते हैं. आप इसके लिए जनता की जान की लड़ाई आप नहीं लड़ेंगे. आप इसके लिए सिर्फ एक प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस कर देंगे, एक चिट्ठी लिख देंगे और चिट्ठी लिख देने के बाद ये समझ लेंगे कि बस अब यही तीसरी है, अब ऐसे ही जनता की जान बचाई जा सकती है.
इसीलिए महेश वर्मा जी, मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूं कि वो समन्वय कहां है? Where is that coordination? Raghav Chadda is also with me. Raghav Chadda, let me ask you this question. Mahesh Verma is saying that by just tweeting or issuing a statement or an advertisement and to claim that there is a crisis and not giving prior notice, this is nothing but politics. I want to ask you, where is the coordination? Like last time around, I clearly remember the meetings between the Prime Minister and the Chief Minister were far more regular. This time around, I don't see any of that happening.
Crisis is, okay. Sanket, a crisis doesn't give prior intimation before unleashing itself. I think that argument itself has a big fallacy in it. First of all, there is something called as a Disaster Management Act that is enforced, which essentially means that there is centralization of powers and the union government is all powerful. They are taking all decisions vis-a-vis supply and rationalization of oxygen to states, vis-a-vis the vaccination policy, which state will get how many vials, how many doses of vaccines, which state will get how much remdesivir, so on and so forth. So there is complete centralization, and every state, not just Delhi, every state including BJP ruled states also look up to the center for them to be generous and charitable when they're viewing the demands coming from that state. Now, whether we can certainly debate the merits and the demerits of this over centralization of this entire COVID management at some other point. However, if there is oxygen shortage, if the oxygen that was given to Delhi stands substantially reduced, etc., of course, the government of the day, those who are elected, those who are the political executive in an administrative role, will request the central government, will make a little bit of hue and cry in order to save the lives of their own people. Now you have a situation in Delhi where, of course, the oxygen is nearing its full capacity, and we have requested the honorable ministers of the union government and senior bureaucrats of the government of India to look at Delhi's case as an exception because of the mortality rate, the positivity rate, infection rate, etc. Give us more oxygen. We need more oxygen. And all the supplies of oxygen that were there must be reinstated, which have now been sort of cut off. So I am extremely hopeful that the union government will certainly be very positive in its outlook.
But again, the larger point here is, for instance, take for instance vaccines. Now, after all the suggestions that came in, the central government has moved in, has announced vaccines for all, and has also announced a 50-50 formula, which means 50% vaccine produced goes to the center, but 50% will go to states, private hospitals, and will be available in the open market. Now, how does this work? Raghav Chadha, first of all, your assessment on the opening up of the vaccine, and then I'll ask a question of Mr. Mahesh Verma and Mr. Kishore Tiwari also.
Well, Sanket, as you know, I and my party have been extremely vocal about this whole vaccination drive, and we have requested time and again the union government to revisit its entire vaccine strategy. We demanded two things. One, vaccine universalization. The second, vaccine nationalism. Vaccine universalization means abolishing all eligibility criteria, vaccinate all, vaccinate them fast, remove these arbitrary criteria of age limits, comorbidities, etc. And the second is vaccine universalization, vaccine nationalism, which is that inoculate Indians first before going on an indiscriminate export of vaccine spree. Now, we are certainly inching towards vaccine universalization, and I welcome this announcement by the union government. However, vaccine universalization in its true sense cannot be achieved in the absence of vaccine nationalism. That is, you have to curb exports. In fact, forget curb, you have to put an embargo on exports. Use these vaccines to save lives of Indians. Well, in the last few weeks, Sanket, we've seen 6.5 crore vaccines being exported to 84 countries. But the central
government says we have international commitments. If you use raw materials coming in from abroad, you will have certain obligations as well.
Well, some of them were under financial agreements and obligations of certain manufacturers. However, several thousands of vials of vaccines were exported as generous grants to countries. In fact, Pakistan will be getting 45 million vaccines in the next few weeks from India.
You made that assessment in the past also. Very quickly, Mahesh Verma, मैं आपके पास वापस आना चाहता हूँ और उसके बाद फिर और गेस्ट के पास भी जाऊँगा. Nikhil Dey is also with us, founder member of the Mazdoor Kisan Shakti Sangathan. I'm going to go to him also on this exodus that has begun again. Mahesh Verma, आप मुझे ये बताइए, कुछ बेसिक सवाल हैं. 1 मई से वैक्सीन्स 18 साल प्लस सबके लिए खुल जाएंगी. वैक्सीन है कहाँ? Even now you have a situation where there is shortage, and now it will be open for all. It's not like suddenly and magically we'll have lots and lots of vaccines available in this country, and it will be open for all. What's the strategy?
ये इसी को कहते हैं मिसमैनेजमेंट. जो अभी राघव चड्ढा जी ने जो अपनी कमी को छुपाने के लिए या अपनी फेलियर को इसी तरह से सरप्राइज करने के लिए जो ये लॉजिक दे रहे हैं, इसी बात से जनता के बीच में आक्रोश है. आज की डेट में वैक्सीन चुनौती नहीं है आपके लिए, चैलेंज वैक्सीन की नहीं है. चैलेंज आज की डेट में जो लोग मर रहे हैं, ऑक्सीजन नहीं है, आईसीयू बेड नहीं है, हॉस्पिटल का मैनेजमेंट बहुत पुअर है. आप कोई चीज जो है, जब आग लगी तब आप कहते हो कि दौड़ो और बचाओ. ये मतलब किस तरह के मुख्यमंत्री, ये किस तरह का शासन है, ये किस तरह का गवर्नेंस है? ये सवाल है ना आज की डेट में. बर्निंग क्वेश्चन तो ये है इस बात को क्लियर करना चाहिए राघव चड्ढा जी जैसे समझदार
तो
और
आपने मेरे सवाल का जवाब नहीं दिया। मेरा सवाल ये है कि इतनी वैक्सीन आएगी कहां से 11 दिन में?
सर 11 दिन की वैक्सीन की जो प्रॉब्लम है, जो ये चीज बताना और जताना चाहते हैं, वो आप उस चीज को एक तरफ कर दीजिए। आज की डेट में जो चैलेंजेस है, जो चुनौती है दिल्ली के लिए, उसको समझने की जरूरत है। आज वैक्सीन लगा लेने से, वैक्सीन मैंने लगवाया क्या, मैं पॉजिटिव नहीं हुआ क्या, या मुझे दिक्कत और परेशानी नहीं आई क्या?
No, but see, that's not the logic. By that logic, nobody should get vaccinated. See, the thing is, a vaccine prevents serious hospitalization, which will then in turn not put a stress on medicines, on oxygen supply, on a whole host of things, which is why vaccines are important. सीधी सी बात है, सीधा लॉजिक है। बहुत जल्दी किशोर तिवारी as well as Nikhil De. Mr. Tiwari, I want to come to you now. Your experience in Maharashtra, you have heard what the central government has done. We've seen a fair bit of back and forth in terms of blame game being played in Maharashtra also on the distribution of Remdesivir. Do you think the need of the hour is to come together? I don't see that coordination this time around, which is such a sorry state of affairs.
नहीं, संकेत पहली बार तुम्हारे साथ डिबेट पे आया, बहुत दिन से के बाद एनडीटीवी पे भी आया। लेकिन एक बात बताता हूं, मैं महाराष्ट्र एपी सेंटर हो गया है। अभी कैसा हो रहा है, भारत के अंदर 2,80,000 केसेस कल आए थे और रिकवरी हुई थी 1,40,000 की, यानी 1,30,000 केसेस क्योर्ड नहीं हुए, यानी वो हॉस्पिटलाइज रही गए। अभी कैसा होता है कि हमारा जब तक 1 लाख था तो 1 लाख केसेस आते थे, 1 लाख केसेस उस दिन क्योर भी होते थे। और महाराष्ट्र के अंदर तो ऐसा हुआ कि हमारे को 1 महीना पहले 1 महीना पहले तो केसेस बहुत कम थे, हमारा रिक्वायरमेंट भी कम था। अब जैसे नीति आयोग के चेयरमैन, नीति आयोग के मेंबर डॉक्टर वीके पॉल ने आज बताया कि नया जो म्यूटेंट आया है या नया जो कोरोना वायरस का स्वरूप आया है, इसमें ऑक्सीजन भी बहुत लग रहा, इसका स्प्रेड होने का चांसेस भी बहुत है और संसर्ग बहुत कर रहा है। तो ये सब चीजें ऐसी हुई महाराष्ट्र में कि महाराष्ट्र में हमको 1200 केएल का रिक्वायरमेंट था, मेट्रिक टन का ऑक्सीजन का, वो हमारा बड़ा 1400 हुआ, अब हमारा 2400 हो गया है। अब कैसा करें मुझे बताइए आप, प्रैक्टिकली दिल्ली में भी यही हुआ ना। तो हम एंटिसिपेट क्या करेंगे, हमने 60,000 से 3 लाख बेड कर दिए और अभी 6 लाख बेड की रिक्वायरमेंट आ गई है। तो कुछ समय तो लगेगा, लेकिन आज की परिस्थिति में बताता हूं, महाराष्ट्र या रहो या उत्तर प्रदेश रहो, हॉस्पिटल पूरे फुल है, ऑक्सीजन की डिमांड भारी है। अभी जैसा राजनाथ सिंह ने क्या किया,
इसीलिए किशोर जी, मैं किशोर तिवारी जी, इसीलिए मैं ये सवाल पूछ रहा हूं दैट नाउ इज द टाइम वेयर यू नीड minimum politics and maximum coordination. Unfortunately, the exact opposite is happening. Very quickly, Mr. Nikhil De, I want to come to you. Mr. Nikhil De, we see the problem of migrant workers, and I'll come to Raghav Chadha also, because this is a direct result of a decision that has been taken by the Delhi government of imposing a lockdown. It may have been the need of the hour, but this was an obvious fallout that people will rush to the railway stations and bus stands. We see scenes similar to what we saw last year. Only problem this time around is that the virus is at its peak. Mr. Nikhil De, what is your assessment?
Yeah, so we had a terrible exodus the last time, and that was when the country's eyes should have opened to the fact that our migrant population, the backbone of our labor, is actually living under very precarious circumstances, where as soon as the work has to stop for one reason or the other, there is neither food nor accommodation nor any kind of security, and they have to run back home. Now you are seeing in Delhi, but people where I live in Rajasthan, people have been coming back from Maharashtra for the last month, from Gujarat in large numbers over the last month, and now from Delhi as well. So they come back, you see the scenes in Delhi, we see the scenes when they come back here. The back has been broken of our working population over the last year, and we have again not learned in this year. We are seeing repeated lessons that we have not learned in terms of health. We have not learned in terms of being able to give people some form of security. We did not learn that these were labor that needed to be treated with human dignity and as human beings. And once again, they have nothing to do but run for survival. And this time they are carrying a much more deadly virus with them as they come back home to their rural areas. It is a frightening scenario, as frightening as you see in Delhi. It's a frightening scenario to where these people are going back. Last time, for some reason, actually they did not carry as much of a deadly virus with them. This time they are. They don't, not just will, they are. It is already spreading. And they don't have money, they don't have a job, they don't have any economic backing. We have a government that cuts.
And they are going back to a village where there is no medical health infrastructure. Imagine what is going to happen.
And we cut their food budget by 30% and their Narega budget by 30% over last year. They've ended the last year of Narega with dues, payment due to them, not made from the last year. And we think that we are doing something for our own people. Narega and food is the only thing that gave them some form of
Raghav
succor.
Chadha, I want to come to you because this directly impacts you, and this is something which is your government's decision. You say there is a lockdown. You've seen the experience of last year. Why could arrangements not have been made?
So, Sanket, my chief minister, my leader, has been very vocal about his position. That is, he doesn't believe in imposing lockdowns too frequently.
But
and it is only because absolutely. And for a very long time, my government has tried to strike a very careful balance between lives and livelihoods. While we have to break the chain, we also have to ensure that we do not end up breaking backs of the people in the process. And that has been the mantra of my government. However, these are desperate times, calling for desperate measures, keeping in mind degree of contagiousness of this virus, the spread of the virus. A harsh decision like this had to be taken. Of course, hindsight is always 20/20.
I'm only asking you questions on the arrangement. You knew of the experience last time.
I'm addressing that. You see, yes. See, the Chief Minister in his press conference earlier today, with folded hands, requested the migrant workers, the migrant laborers, the migrant population.
But see, people are not going to trust you.
Leave
They've
Delhi.
seen this last time.
May I just finish, Sanket? I'll certainly answer your question in its entirety. Now, you see, he requested with folded hands, asked them to not leave Delhi, and appropriate arrangements will be made, are being made, have been made to provide them financial security, social security, and in fact, as far as health security is concerned, Delhi has the best healthcare system across the country. So therefore, whether it's social security, financial security, or health security, all is being provided in Delhi. However, what Sanket is missing, and what is the root cause, which I personally, who've spoken to a few migrant laborers last time around, saw some reports on your channel and several channels all throughout the day. They are saying that we have a sense of insecurity, uncertainty, and our main problem is the duration of the lockdown. We feel that the number of days of this lockdown will certainly be increased, and our livelihood depends on this, and we certainly cannot stay in Delhi.
That
we
is
rather
the problem.
go back to our villages.
And to that extent,
that sense of
I think
uncertainty
for these migrants,
is weighing heavily
they
on
will
their
not
mind,
differentiate
which is
between
leading
a
to
decision of the
anxiety.
Delhi government or the central government. The point is, there is a genuine level of mistrust. There is also a genuine level of fear as to what is going to happen to them. And this is a matter of great concern that a year later, we are seeing similar scenes on the streets in ISBT, in these various bus stations. Surely some better arrangements could have been made. They could have been made. We could have learned from our experience. I've run out of time. Raghav Chadha, Nikhil De, Ali Mehdi, Mahesh Verma, as well as Kishore Tiwari. Thank you very much for joining us. Short break right now. Be right back.